Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to share how to paint loose watercolor roses that actually look soft and dreamy as compared to the ones which look harsh and overworked. So let's get started. So for this tutorial I am going to use 100% cotton paper, and it's cold pressed and it is 300 GSM, which is really important. So we are going to use this watercolor paper. It has very nice texture to it. The second important thing is a round brush. Try if you have any round brush with very soft bristles, that would be excellent. Otherwise, you can use a regular round brush as well. Then we have our tissue paper because we need to maybe use this and drop some color or water on this. And then we have water, and then we have our watercolors. So the very first step is to prep your color. So whatever color you want to use for your roses, let's make and mix that color first so that we have enough color on the palette. And for that, I am today going to use a very vintagey kind of a color for the rose, for which I am going to mix. This one is already mixed, but I'm going to mix it in front of you. So I'm using this madder red color here, and then I'm going to add burnt sienna to it to give that vintagey tone to it. It's going to give a very rustic look to the whole rose. So I have enough color here, and what we are going to do is I'm going to zoom in so that you can actually see what I'm painting here. You've already seen the color. Let's start with the actual painting. So I'm going to load my brush with this paint, and then we are going to start with very closed C curves in the center. So I'm going to start with very tiny dots or very tiny lines in the center. As you can see, I'm painting very close to each other, and I'm very important tip is to leave some white spaces between the petals. So take your time and paint them, separately. These white spaces are really important because they actually separate the petals from each other and we get more distinction. So that's good. We just need a closed center, and then I have on the outer circle I have three big C curve shapes. Now what we have to do is I'm just going to clean my brush in water, and then I'm going to use this brush. It has enough water on. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go along this petal and I'll let the color flow from wherever I'm just going through. So the water is actually spreading all the color that we have. Again, I'm going to clean my brush, and then again for the next petal, again I'm going to just touch this one and then spread the color. I'm just making sure that these petals do not touch with each other. We want the distinction of the petals, and feel free to rotate your painting sheet or your watercolor pad as well. And same thing I'm going to do with this petal, like that. So that's the inner part of our watercolor rose. And now what we are going to do is we are not going to take more paint. We are just going to spread this one only. So I've just dipped my brush in water, loaded some water, and then just dabbed it a little so that we do not have a puddle here. So just dab it on your paper towel a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start making petals where these two petals end. I'm going to create another petal in the center of those. So it's going to go over, and at this stage let the petals touch each other and let them bleed the color a little bit. Again, I'm going to use just a little bit water, and then we will let the petals actually bleed. Make sure to leave white spaces. We are not going to cover each and every white space. We need some distinction of the petals. Like that. And again, we are not going to take any other color. So just try to spread this even more. So it's very light, as you can see on the outer side. It's very light. Watercolor roses look very loose and expressive when they are very dark in the inside and very light and watery on the outer side, as you can see. So there is very concentrated color in the center and very light watery petals on the outer side. The center is still wet a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take more paint, and then I'm just going to drop in the just in the center petals that we painted. Like that. And again, I'm going to clean my brush, take little bit of water, just dab it on paper towel a little bit, and then you can see it's already bleeded to the other petals, and we are just going to, you know, spread them evenly a little bit. Just that. So that's our first watercolor loose rose. I'm going to show you the process once again. We are going to start with very tiny dots or C curves in the center. And now I'm going to wash my brush, take some water, and I will let these spread. Like that. Again, I'm going to use a little bit water. Let the colors bleed a little bit. And now we are going to drop in some darker shade in the center again. Again, I'm going to clean my brush, dab it a little on the paper towel, and then just smudge the color from the outer petals. So as you can see, this one also is very gradient. Inner part of the rose is very dark and the outer part is very light. Let me add some petals as well. So for which I'm going to use this green color mixed with a little bit of burnt sienna again, because I really want the petals to be very vintagey and very rustic looking. So this is the shade that I love, and while this is still very wet on the outer side, I'm just going to start. I really want the green color to bleed in the roses a little bit so that it looks even more looser and softer. So let the colors bleed. For the leaves, I'm using very simple stroke, which is I'm grabbing the paint on the brush, starting with the, just a point, and then pressing my brush against the paper, and then repeating the same on the other side. And then I just like to add some little spikes because rose leaves has some little spikes on the leaves. Let's add one in the center as well. Now I'm actually going to add little greeny twigs from here and there. And you can add some baby petals as well. And that's how I like to paint loose watercolor roses, soft, simple, and full of flow. Remember, every rose will look a little different, and that's what makes loose florals so beautiful. I hope this painting session felt relaxing for you. Do not forget to subscribe for more such tutorials, and I will see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.